Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we're going to talk about Shawn Porter for a second, because recently he came out on boxing.com and he stated that he doubts Danny Garcia's heart and mindset after refusing to fight him. And that's what it said. So, states in the article that Shawn Porter held out hope recently that Danny Garcia would agree to fight him next. Porter, wasn't surprised that Garcia turned it down. So apparently, Danny Garcia turned down an offer to fight Shawn Porter. There was no specifics mentioned in the article, but they did say that Danny Garcia did turn down a fight with Showtime Shawn Porter. He then goes on by giving his quotes on the situation by stating the following. I quote, "I thought it would be possible. Obviously, we're questioning his heart and his mindset at this point. He did have a fight. I did have a fight. We both have losses to Keith Thurman. We both want to be champion. When you add all that up, that makes a fight, but he wasn't willing to accept the fight. Now, so we'll see what happens after this fight." Then he goes on. No, that's really it. Danny Garcia is also, if you guys don't know, most of you probably do. There's also rumor that Danny Garcia's next fight will be against none other than Brandon Bam Bam Rios. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. People call him the Granados fight a cherry pick. I think that's a cherry pick. Brandon Rios, one-dimensional as hell. Cherry picking. That's a cherry pick. Shout out to Danny Garcia. Still hope to interview him, but that's a fight where if you're going to call somebody a cherry picking, that's a cherry pick. Not Granados. Granados is a good fighter. So with that being said, man, let's talk about it for a second, because this is a fight that I did want to see. I did want to see Shawn Porter versus Danny Garcia, because I think it's one of the most interesting style matchups in the welterweight division. You have Shawn Porter with his aggressive, come forward, football / rugby / whatever playing fighting style, versus the calm, cool, composed counter-punching of Danny Garcia. So I thought it was a good matchup, and I was hopeful that it would happen. I knew Shawn Porter wanted to fight. He called him out multiple times on Instagram. One time in a joking way, another time in a very serious way. But regardless, he called him out, and Danny Garcia, he's kind of been AWOL. He's definitely. I know he's been traveling. I know he's been doing his thing, promoting his little clothing line, and he's trying to. He called out Jeff Horn, but he didn't want to fight Shawn Porter, and that to me is concerning, because they have the same promoter or advisor. All right, I don't want to say promoter because he's not a promoter. Al Heyman. All one of them got to do is call Al, and they can make the fight happen. And honestly, just knowing from why, because I have met both of them. I met Danny, cool guy. Met Shawn, cool guy. But knowing Shawn. From the one time I met him, Shawn doesn't seem like a guy to want to waste time. He seems like a guy who wants to get his work done and all that stuff. Danny, he's a fighter too, so you don't take that away from him. I'm sure he's not ducking him, but I don't know, man. If he's not ducking him, he sure as hell ain't in a rush to fight Shawn Porter. So I don't know. They both got fight ticket to take care of. Danny's got a pretty. He's fighting Brandon Rios, which to me I think is an easy fight for him. Brandon Rios, Brandon Rios is a good, inside fighter. Can definitely bang to the body a little bit. It should be an entertaining fight. Danny will probably look really, really good, and people will get a good result out of that. And people will clamor to see him fight the other welterweights. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the matchup. It doesn't do much for me. As for Porter, I think his matchup's a little tougher than people are giving him credit for, because Granados is not exactly that guy that people at 140 were jumping up to fight, and Granados has fought at the 147-pound weight limit at least 5 or 6 times in his career. So it's not somebody who's unfamiliar with the weight, or who's going to be uncomfortable at 147. Granados can fight at 147 and do it successfully. So overall, does Shawn Porter have the right to question Danny Garcia's heart and mindset? I mean, if things are played out the way he said they did, absolutely, because Danny Garcia is the most logical opponent for Shawn Porter. Earl Spence isn't fighting until January. Keith Thurman's out with an injury. And they both lost to Keith Thurman. So ideally, the winner of a fight between those guys should fight a Keith Thurman. But it didn't happen, and we're going to have to wait and see. At some point, whether it's for whether they fight for a title shot at Keith Thurman or not, I still would like to see the Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter fight, just because I think it's like a great style matchup. I think it's a fantastic style matchup. I'd like to see what Danny Garcia does with Shawn Porter's pressure. I'd like to see how Shawn Porter handled Danny Garcia's counterpunching. So hopefully that's a fight that at some point does happen. But let me know what you guys think out there. Did Danny Garcia duck Shawn Porter? Because with the way Shawn Porter is making it sound, he's making it sound like Danny Garcia ducked ducked him. And Danny himself hasn't really said too much on the matter. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Danny it. So until next time, take care, guys.